but I would say to be able to search into the software and use it wisely. So like when our students are using YouTube, that they know what they're looking for, not to just go in there and randomly get sidetracked, that they're focused on a goal to be able to find something, to be able to use it to learn and be productive.
So I wouldn't recommend any specific app, but I think a good starting point would be like creating a vision board for your kids. So what are their interests? And then setting goals. Because like YouTube can be used positively, but it also can be used negatively. I go back to when I did a Genius Hour when I taught STEAM, and every kid kind of picked a passion that they liked, and they looked up YouTube videos, and by the end of these 2 weeks, they were able to do whatever their goal was. So I think it's not necessarily the app or the tool that you use, but you need to drive them into their passions and utilize technology to get there.
Yeah, I think when you think about time, I think it's just trying to pause and think about the priorities and what you want. So that really just taking some time to reflect, taking some time to pause to think about what is it that you want to do and where you want to go.
So the kids, you're telling teens, young adults?
I think anyone really.
Reflect and think a little bit.
Yeah, just reflect and think. If you, because otherwise, how are you going to know if it's time well spent? So be purposeful. Take some time to reflect and be purposeful about what you do with your time.
I think looking at what the kids' interests are and what their needs might be could be important. So some skills-based types of programs would be Prodigy for math-type programs that help with math skills. If a student loves to read, and we're talking elementary here for these, Epic is a great resource that allows the kids to read online digitally. I also think that any kind of creative endeavor to encourage that. So movie making or any kind of creative work, that's the kind of thing that I want to see kids doing. I have a sticky note in my office that says I want kids to create, not to consume. And so that, I think trying to find one thing. Would they like to do stop motion videos? Would they like to do any kind of creative endeavor, drawing or anything like that on whatever tool they have, whatever technology tool they have. So more about creating, less about consuming. For older kids, getting involved in some kind of particular project. Like I mentioned briefly, the Stevens Initiative, students can actually apply to be part of that. It's facilitated by the State Department. The government funds that program through, I think, the Aspen Institute in Colorado. And then what the students would do is they're part of a partnership between U.S. students and countries of the MENA countries, so the Middle Eastern countries and Northern Africa, and the focus is on community service projects. So they pair up, they have discussions, they identify something in their own community that they could work on, and then they work towards it. So something bigger than just sitting down in front of the computer, maintaining, looking at Pinterest, scrolling through hairstyles, whatever they might do.